Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League 2 Premier League here with Bath City Football Club, finding ourselves 4th in the table, 5 points ahead of 5th behind us, and they even played an additional game compared to us. So any points in this next game would be great. Find ourselves up against Enfield Town, down in 17th, who did recently beat Maidstone, who are up in second 2-1, so it's not impossible that we will struggle this game. I've decided to rest a lot of these players so they haven't had to train, and I'm even playing a very strongly rotated lineup here. Gibbons starting from the off, Bings returning in goal, Sweeten and Bauman getting a start, and even Mabika and Fisher up top getting a start, with all our main players down in the subs and reserves. I'm leaving myself set up really to lose this game, but my team needs a rest. The last game we played was only 4 days ago, and against a weaker opponent, I'm hoping we can just about scrape something from this game. Although I have said a weaker lineup, we're leaving ourselves potentially for a big loss here. Although I obviously hope it doesn't turn out like that. Our defence is still reasonably strong with Bins, Tomlinson, Batten, Gibbons and Greenslade. Russ is in the DM spot there. So I'm hoping that defence can still try and keep these opponents out. I'm just more worried about how we're going to score a goal with Mabika up top. Finally getting a start this season, maybe his only start ever for this club before he moves on and I allow him to leave onto greener pastures. He deserves it. He deserves to go somewhere where I get full playing time. I believe he'll still be contracted with us next year, but I look to loan him out, or he will drop and stay in the under-18s as that squad gets a bit thicker. Sorry, maybe even the under-21s. As the youth players come through, I hopefully have enough to put out, have a starting squad and have an under-21 so I can start to allow players to maybe develop a bit more or grow up their match sharpness when they're returning from injury, rather than having to chuck them straight in the first team. And keeping the squad match sharp, match fit throughout next year could be important for us. We've seen the games come thick and fast, especially this low down in the leagues. And here's a chance now for Greensley getting forward, plays it across, well defended. Greensley will play that out to Russ again. And guess what I haven't done in my tactic yet that I keep forgetting to do? Discourage long shots. I keep forgetting to put that in permanently. I don't want it to come back and bite us when we have opportunities like that and we're just pinging them over the bar. If I had people who were good at long shots, maybe I'd leave it on. And that's a good ball in, but Batten wins it in the air. But that ball falls straight, and that was blocked well. And it's not been an awful start here for Bath. As expected with a slightly weaker team, I don't expect to dominate, but these players should be more than capable at this level, especially the likes of Fisher up top. Sweeten in the midfield calls that's not too far wide. He's been stepping up this year greatly, and I need other players who come in to step up. I'm looking at the likes of Bauman, I'm looking at the likes of Mabika. When they step in, I need something from them. There's a reason they don't get many matches, many minutes. Especially Mabika here. All he's got is a little bit of pace. Apart from that, he's got nothing else really going for him. But Sweeten being the main player who originally wasn't in the starting lineup, who's really building a place in the team. And with Tilson being unable to renew his contract due to wanting almost a £20,000 a year increase, Sweeten could be vital for us, as he's going to have to step in to fill those boots unless we sign someone. And even though I've discouraged long shots, that's the second one I've seen since I've discouraged them. So something doesn't work properly here on this Football Manager. I can see Dagenham and Redbridge are currently losing 1-0. And is that Eastbourne losing to Hampton and Richmond? So this game could end up being more important than I originally thought. And going with a fully rotated squad is a risky run. Bings in goal, they're more than capable. Him and Harvey Wiles Richards, they're just so good for this level. It's so hard to pick between them, and you'll see every few games I have to rotate them around, make sure they're both getting minutes and try and see who performs better. In our run of poor form, it was Wiles Richards in goal for most of those. Can we improve our form with Bings in goal? And that's an opportunity there. Was offside. But we are creating chances still against Enfield Town. And that's a long ball play, but it's only going to end up with the Enfield defence. And they're going to try and build up from the back line. So they play it across to Hawkins. That's a long ball. They do win the header and keep possession. And that's a good ball down the wing to Leonard. He's going to try and take on Danny. Danny there, almost not even trying to block that cross, allowing it in. Is he trusting his centre-backs too much? Tomlinson in there playing today, getting one of his first games of the season. He's predicted by my scouts to become even better than Parsow is. He's still young, Tomlinson. I want to say he's only 23, and in real life he's very good for Bath. And he's going to need to step up this game. Big shoes to fill when the captain's absent. Long ball to Mabika. What can he do? He does pick up Beardmore. And Mabika, one of his first starts of the season, on his limited opportunities, picks up Beardmore, who's played well and grown as this season's gone on. Mabika takes it down there. I thought he should have whipped it in there, but he knows better. He took his time. Beardmore in and around the penalty spot, slots it home. Bath City 1-0 up with half an hour gone. And there's a free kick here. Out on the wide left, Danny will step over that. He plays it short to Beardmore with another opportunity to score, and that has gone in. Gibbons somehow gets the goal there. Must have got a little flick into the net. That looked like a shot by Beardmore, but that's disallowed for offside anyway. And did Beardmore's shot need that touch from Gibbons, or was that going in anyway? But Bath find himself now putting on some sustained pressure onto the Enfield back line. A ball towards the back post, no one's there, and Enfield clear it out for a throw into Bath. And Bath continuing on with this pressure. Beardmore with a shot. That was deflected, and that is out for a corner. Bath really trying to put a foothold in this game, coming up with continuous pressure, continuous opportunities. And is there another one coming here? Ball play back to Russ. Tomlinson over the top towards Fish, but straight to the keeper's hands. And what will the Enfield keeper do with this coming up to the last 5 minutes of the half? Here go long. And Enfield striker brings it down. There's a charge through, and that's gone wide. And that's worrying, because normally Batten is in that place where Tomlinson was and would normally win those headers. So you'll see as we have to shake the team up and rotate, we lose certain parts of our team, and Tomlinson not being as dominant in the air as Batten there. And we're into 1 minute only of stoppage time. Enfield want to draw level before the half is up. But Bath get back and defend that well. Greenslade on the ball. Into Russ. Back to Danny. Sweeten now. Little flick into Russ. And Bath are just going to see out this first half here with a comfortable 1-0 lead. A good first half from the team. And let's see what they can continue to do here. And it's an opportunity for Enfield early in the second half. Young's over the corner. He whips the ball in. Fish there. Man mounting clears it. That's a block from Bath. And Mabika will try and close that down. But Enfield now come back forward again. Thompson over the top ball, doesn't work. Gibbons looking exhausted out there. Both him and Rain struggle for fitness. They struggle to see a whole game out. The demand on these wing-backs is high, and that's why you'll see Greenslade's tired as well. Sweeten in the middle of the park getting a run of games, and that's taking an effect on him. Bath only played 4 days ago, and you can see the struggle it has on the team now. With half the squad now looking absolutely knackered. And this is a game we need to try and see out, but Enfield having more opportunities here. As always, Bath dominating the possession, but a lot of the opportunities fall into the opposing team. And that's a good ball over the top towards Youngs. A ball into the box, stepped in by Gibbons to intercept. And Bath will counter here with Beardmore. Beardmore, who can he pick out? Nobody. He goes alone. He scores. And so their individual run there by Beardmore puts Bath City at a comfortable 2-0. And this is when some of the subs need to come on. Gibbons is going to come off for Rains. Russ is going to come off. We're going to get Tilson on. Keto's coming on for Danny Boy. Fish is off. Wingsley's going to get some minutes in the tank. One final sub to use, and that's going to be Parcell coming on for Jack Batten. Bowman and Sweeten are going to have to see out this game quite tired, and they're being rotated, with Tilson being able to start the next game. Beardmore on an absolute heater with 2 goals. Bath City managing to get that 2-goal cushion. The stats very even throughout the game. Lucky that Enfield haven't scored yet with a 0.87 XG. We're into the dying 15 minutes now. Bath will just need to hold on. 5 subs have been brought on, some fresh legs in there. But you're worried when you see how tight Sweeten is in the middle of the park. And Bauman, the 2 central midfielders. And that's an important battle in the midfield. But we've made it into the final 5 minutes here. Will there be any more opportunities for either side before the full-time whistle? Coming up to the 88th minute now. Just the final 2 minutes plus any additional time. And we're into additional time, 3 minutes of it. Nothing coming from the game in terms of highlights now. And we're into the final minutes. of Bath City, you expect, going to take this 2-0 win and then run with it. And there is the full-time whistle. Bath with a 2-0 win. Still sitting at 4th in the table. Still 3 points behind Tottenham, so that means they've gone ahead and won their games. Everyone at the top winning at the moment. Bath doing well to cling on and staying in there. Up in the high positions, up in 4th. And we will take a quick look at the league table, see if anything has changed. We are now 7 points clear of 5th place Dover. Horsham have dropped down after a draw to Ebbsfleet. Dover got a win against Slough that's taken them up a position. Torquay are back in to the promotion battle. After 5 draws on the bounce, they finally got a win. And Dorking on a poor run of form, no wins in the last 5. The next episode you'll see we're coming up against Chelmsford here, we're down in 14th. Can we continue with our dominance in the league, keeping us up in the playoff positions, still with a great goal difference of 33, same as Dagenham Redbridge, who are sat at the top, 13 points clear of second. They're almost certain not to be caught. But if you did enjoy, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you and bye bye.